California, the Golden State. Home to nearly 40 million people, the world's fifth largest economy, and some of the most iconic cities on Earth. But behind the sunshine and the promise, there's a story that doesn't always make the travel brochures. A story written in crime statistics, in police reports, in the lived experience of millions of residents navigating neighborhoods where danger is not abstract. It is daily. California's statewide violent crime rate stands at 480 per 100,000 residents, according to the California Department of Justice's 2024 report. And while property crime has fallen to its lowest level since 1985, the numbers within certain cities paint a far grimmer picture than the statewide average suggests. This is a data-driven look at the 10 most dangerous cities in California in 2026, ranked by violent and property crime rates, cross-referenced with FBI Uniform Crime Report data and California DOJ figures. These are not opinions. These are numbers. If you're new here, subscribe for data-driven videos on America's cities and states. Now, let's get into the list. We begin in the Central Valley, in a city that calls itself the heart of California. Modesto, a mid-sized agricultural hub of roughly 220,000 people, sitting at the crossroads of Highway 99 and the San Joaquin Valley's economic struggles. Modesto's total crime rate sits at 3,178 incidents per 100,000 residents, 37% higher than the national average, with 734 violent crimes and 2,444 property crimes per 100,000 people. Auto theft is a particularly visible problem. The city also grapples with high poverty rates that add another layer of struggle, limiting families' access to stable employment and quality schools. Modesto is not without effort. Local law enforcement has recorded year-over-year reductions in robberies and aggravated assaults. But the baseline remains elevated, and the structural conditions driving crime, poverty, unemployment, proximity to drug trafficking corridors have not yet been resolved. 40 miles south of Modesto, Fresno is the fifth largest city in California and one of the most persistently dangerous. With a population approaching 550,000, it carries the weight of a city that has been on these lists for decades. Fresno's crime rate stands at 44 per 1,000 residents, placing it among the highest in the nation. Residents face a 1 in 23 chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime. Property crimes occur at a rate of 35.54 per 1,000 residents, far exceeding the national median of 23.43. Motor vehicle theft is a serious and growing concern, with 3,134 vehicles stolen in the most recently available reporting period, a rate of 573 per 100,000 residents, more than double the national average of 282. There are signs of progress. Gunshot wound victims decreased to 107 in 2024, down from 143 the previous year. Aggravated assaults also declined slightly, and the city recorded a 16.6% reduction in rapes. But Fresno's underlying challenges, concentrated poverty, gang networks, and decades of disinvestment, remain deeply entrenched. Kern County, oil country, agricultural heartland, and home to Bakersfield, a city of roughly 400,000, where hardworking communities exist alongside some of California's most stubborn crime statistics. Bakersfield's overall crime rate is approximately 56 per 1,000 residents, with property crime alone reaching 41 incidents per 1,000 people. On average, nearly 60 criminal incidents occur every single day within city limits. The most dangerous areas include Lakeview, East Bakersfield, and Rio Bravo. Kern County, as a whole, saw violent crime decline by 17.2% in 2024, one of the largest drops among California's 15 largest counties, though rates remain elevated compared to most of the state. Methamphetamine-related crime and organized gang activity continue to drive a disproportionate share of incidents, particularly in lower-income eastern neighborhoods. Once a thriving Inland Empire hub, San Bernardino filed for bankruptcy in 2012 and has never fully recovered economically. That fiscal collapse cast a long shadow over public services, over police staffing, over the city's ability to address the conditions that drive crime. San Bernardino's violent crime rate of 14.9, 1 per 1,000 residents, places it firmly among the most dangerous cities in California. Its motor vehicle theft rate, roughly 99.67 per 1,000 residents, is one of the highest in the entire country. High poverty rates, methamphetamine-related offenses, and a historically understaffed police force have combined to keep crime elevated. The city recorded 145 gun violence incidents in the most recent data period. San Bernardino County saw property crime fall 14.9% in 2024, but city-level numbers remain well above state averages. The road to recovery exists, but it is long, and the residents who live there daily bear the cost. No list of California's most dangerous cities is complete without Stockton, a port city of 320,000 on the San Joaquin Delta that has become, over the past 2 decades, synonymous with urban crisis. Stockton's crime rate of 38 per 1,000 residents is among the highest in America across all community sizes. One's chance of becoming a victim of either violent or property crime is 1 in 26. The city's violent crime rate stands at 13.96 incidents per 1,000 residents. Gang violence and concentrated poverty in Stockton's South Side districts drive a significant share of homicides. In 2024, Stockton recorded 53 homicides, an increase of 4 compared to the prior year. Even as the overall crime rate fell 4%, Stockton endured 3,680 violent crimes in 2024, nearly double the statewide violent crime rate. In November 2025, a mass shooting at a children's birthday party left 4 dead, 3 of them children. It was a tragedy that cut through statistics and put a human face on what these numbers mean. Richmond sits on the eastern shore of San Francisco Bay, in Contra Costa County. It is a city with deep industrial roots and an equally deep struggle with violence that has defined its identity for generations. Richmond's crime rate reaches approximately 51 per 1,000 residents, with nearly 16 criminal incidents occurring per day on average. Downtown Richmond is considered among its highest crime areas. Richmond has been the subject of notable criminology research for its community-based intervention programs, including its Office of Neighborhood Safety, a nationally recognized model that pays at-risk individuals to stay out of violent situations. The results have been mixed, but promising. Still, the underlying poverty rate and geographic isolation keep the city in the top tier of California's most dangerous. Compton. The name carries weight far beyond its 10 square miles in South Los Angeles County. Culturally, it is iconic. Statistically, it remains one of California's most persistently violent communities. Compton's violent crime rate reached 1,105 per 100,000 people in the most recent comparable data, 279% higher than the national average. The city experiences a high incidence of homicides, robberies, and aggravated assaults, with a population of approximately 97,740. Compton has undergone real change in recent decades. A growing local government infrastructure and community-led anti-violence initiatives have produced measurable results in some neighborhoods. But proximity to major gang territories, economic stagnation, and under-resourced schools continue to constrain that progress. Compton's story is one of resilience and risk, existing side by side. Emeryville is the smallest city on this list, a community of roughly 13,000 people nestled between Oakland and Berkeley along the bay. It has trendy restaurants, tech offices, and a waterfront. It also has the highest property crime rate per capita in all of California. Emeryville logs a property crime rate of roughly 124 incidents per 1,000 residents. Violent crime sits at about 8 per 1,000 residents, also exceeding state averages. Its Bay Street shopping corridor draws organized retail crime groups from across the Bay Area. Vehicle break-ins happen routinely in parking structures and lots, and police staffing reductions have stretched response times. Property crime rates exceed 120 incidents per 1,000 residents, making Emeryville one of the highest-risk areas in the state for theft-related offenses. The city's small size amplifies every incident statistically. A single organized retail theft ring can move a city-level number dramatically. And in Emeryville, they do, repeatedly. Oakland. the most dangerous major city in California. A city of 430,000 people, a storied history, and a crime rate that consistently places it at or near the top of every serious analysis. Oakland's violent crime rate stands at 16.85 incidents per 1,000 residents, approximately 327% above the national average. Neighborhood Scout's analysis of FBI UCR data places Oakland's combined crime rate at 91 per 1,000 residents, higher than over 100% of California communities analyzed. Oakland recorded 81 murders and a violent crime rate of 1,925 per 100,000, the highest violent crime rate among California's major cities. Property crime reaches 7,230 incidents per 100,000 residents. Oakland is also a city of extraordinary community organizing, of arts and culture, of residents who refuse to be defined by statistics. Early 2026, data shows homicides have dropped 18%, and robberies by 19% year over year, encouraging signs that intervention strategies may be working. But for now, Oakland remains the benchmark against which California's urban crime crisis is measured. And at number 1, not Oakland, not Stockton, not Compton, but Commerce. A small city of just over 11,000 people, located southeast of downtown Los Angeles in Los Angeles County. After analyzing 414 cities in California using the most recently reported FBI data, Commerce ranks as the most dangerous city in California for 2026. With a population of just 11,464, Commerce records a violent crime rate of 1,448 per 100,000 and a property crime rate of 12,360 per 100,000, the second highest property crime rate in the state. Commerce regularly lands at the top of most dangerous lists because of its extreme property crime rate relative to its tiny residential population. The city is heavily industrial, a major commercial and logistics zone, and its daytime population swells far beyond its residential count. Warehouses, factories, and freight corridors attract theft and organized crime far out of proportion to the number of people who actually live there. The irony is not lost in its name. Commerce, the model city, as local government calls it, is one of the few California cities to offer free bus service to its residents. And yet, by the metric that matters most on this list, it leads the state, 10 cities, millions of lives, and a reminder that statistics, while essential, are never the whole story. Behind every crime rate is an eviction, a school that closed, a job that left, a neighborhood that government forgot. California's property crime rate has fallen to its lowest level since 1985. Homicides are at their second lowest level since 1966. Homicides across major California cities dropped 18% in early 2026, and robberies fell 19% year over year. The trend is real, and it matters. But trend lines don't live anywhere. People do. And in Commerce, in Oakland, in Stockton, in Compton, people wake up every morning and navigate a reality that no documentary, no ranking, and no statistic can fully capture. The data tells us where to look. What we choose to do about it, that is a different question entirely. If this video gave you something to think about, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see it. Every view helps this kind of work reach more people. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.